Hey guys, we're taxiing over to runway 24 left right now. It's about 2:30 right now in Montreal. We're taking off towards Toronto. Flight time today is about 53 minutes, so. And then we're going to land in Toronto and reload in the A340-600 and fly from Toronto over to San Francisco as part of a two-part flight tonight. It's somewhat of a heavy flight, almost 199 people. Just taxiing down to the runway now. Not much traffic other than ourselves because again it's almost 3 in the morning. I do have a scenery pack installed for downtown Toronto, so we'll get to check that out at night. Because our arrival today will take us down over the Lake Ontario area, and then we will be turning to line ourselves up with 33 right. So it should be a pretty nice arrival. I'm just going to finish taxiing on over the runway there, and I will check back. Alright, so now we're holding short of runway 24 left. We're going to go ahead and turn our strobe lights on. Runway turnoffs are already on, I guess. Wing lights are going to come on. Landing lights will come on. Nose light will come to taxi. All passenger signs are on. Flaps are set. Brakes are set. Now let's just taxi out onto the runway and take off for Toronto. Don't really want to waste... Oh. Okay, I don't really want to waste any extra time on getting out of here today. I'm sure the passengers on board want to make their connecting flights, so let's make that happen. Alright, we're taxiing out onto the runway now. And yeah, we're kind of going to do a Southwest style takeoff where we just turn out onto the runway, spool the engines up, and just rocket on out of here. Trying to avoid a tail strike because one thing I did learn is the 321 is very prone to... Straighten her out a little here. Alright. And man flex and SRS nav auto thrust is blue. And we are taking off for Toronto. Alright, off there. Alright, coming up on V1 here. And rotate. Alright, positive rate, gear can come up. Just that nose as we climb on out of here. Go ahead and turn that. This is what I want to turn on. Not really sure what's making it so bright in here. But I'm bringing the levers over to climb as we miss our turn over to intercept over here. As we see, there is downtown, or, well, we'll just say it's downtown Montreal because it looks pretty. So we are gonna keep climbing on out of here, just hand flying it until we're straightened out here. Bring that nose down, and then it's like chasing the flight director. Always a fun game. And we can see the highway down there. Alright, roll off that turn. Drop that nose down. And once we retract the flaps, I will go ahead and switch the autopilot on. Alrighty, there we go. We can bring those slats in and let the aircraft continue to accelerate to 250 knots on our climb out of Montreal here. Alright, we are at 9,000 feet now on our descent out of Montreal here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my weather radar on just to see if there's anything we need to be worried about. Oh, there's the sneeze effect that comes with XP Realistic. It serves no real purpose, honestly. Okay, auto. Okay. Now we can do this now. It's all good. Okay. Awesome. And we're just going to keep climbing. Lights now. Landing lights will come off. And those lights will come off too. And wing lights will come off. And seatbelts can also come off. And there we are, bursting through the clouds. Turn that off. Right. Now it's just about us climbing. So we're 120 nautical miles from our top descent. And let's look at our chart here. We're using the Ragged 5 arrival for CYYZ today. Five, 4, 23 right. Alrighty. Close the sky and goodbye to you because we're not at you. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go over here. There we go. ILS 53 right. Alrighty. Okay, let's look at this. Ubab at 8,000. And then if we go to 1, heading 1 of 147. The Dorito, ITO. The DME is ITO. going to ask us which one we want. We want 110.95. ITO is 110.195. I guess it's this. Then, honestly, I don't know. I really honestly don't know how to use DMEs. Big deal. What we are going to input though is aisle. So that's our frequency, 110.3. So right there. And let's see, right? So it's 327, not 237. I don't know why that's all messed up like that, but no matter. The VOR is CYYZ. We almost forgot to set standard pressure as well. So now we're just going to keep flying along here. Nothing really too important that we don't already know. 3,000 at Rideau. And then from Agbet is where we start our descent. And let's see, what's our decision today? 767. Go here. The flight today isn't too long, so pretty routine. Just gonna look at the weather data now for our arrival into Toronto. This is the shorter leg of our flights here, but not too big of an issue. So I'm just looking at the weather data here for Toronto. If the load. Alright, currently it is 13 degrees in Toronto. What's the dew point right now? 7. We might need anti-ice, I'm not 100% sure. 30.15 is the local altimeter. And the winds right now are 290 at 9, so not too bad, but it's going to be about a 10 knot crosswind, so it's always fun. Flaps full landing today. Landing speed is 146. So, and that's all. You put it there. So here, CYYZ. Yeah, everything's going to be inputted there for our arrival. Not 100% sure how I input the DME, but what are you going to do? I really don't need it. Isn't it? Okay, it's not a VOR, that's for sure. of those. Yeah, I just... I don't even know. But regardless, right now we're just going to continue our climb up to 36,000 and then start planning for our descent down to... Oh, did I forget to... I did. Alright, so I forgot to put our engine mode selection into normal, but it's not a big deal. So, as we're going to continue climbing up to 36,000, just sit back, relax, try and catch some sleep maybe if you're on your way to Toronto, but we should be there shortly. Alright, folks, like I said, not a very long flight at all, you know. We are already almost at our climb. And if we look out here, there's some wind. It's usually pretty windy, so. So. Might take a little longer actually to get to Toronto because we have a 64 knot headwind at the moment, so it's always a fun thing. But you can see here when we switch the range to 160 nautical miles, you can see our top of descent out there at 80. If we go over here to the next phase, you can see we're about 80 nautical miles away from our top of descent. And then we still don't have anything for our descent, arrival, anything like that. No. Okay. And that's all good. So we're just gonna come up to our climb here, and then kind of just set the aircraft up for the descent. And then once we hit the descent point, I will check back with you guys. So just relax as we take you over to Toronto. Alright, we're about 7 nautical miles out from our top of descent now. I've already went ahead and set 8,000 into the altitude box. That'll be our initial descent. Down is to 8,000, and then from 8,000 we'll descend to 3,000, which is the ILS capture fix. Or, yeah, the ILS capture point. And sorry, it's late. I'm tired. And then, yeah, on to 3-3 right into Toronto, and then we will be doing Toronto to SFO. Most likely not today, because again, it's already quite late, and that's about a 5.5-ish hour flight. 6 hours with all the prep and loading and all the recording, so definitely will be planned for another day. Perhaps I'll do that one as a live, just longer, draw it out. Not much to do for 5 hours when you're flying. That's why I prefer to do short haul domestic flights, or like, 1 to 3 hours. That's ideal. I flipped through it. I did. I was gabbing. Okay. There we go. I always get this error. It's not that big of a deal. I set 8,000. The first constraint will be at 12,000. But we're going to go ahead now and ding them in the cab and let them know that we are going to start a descent down to Toronto. Yeah, that warning for the scenery pack doesn't mean anything. I get it all the time. There is a dip on one of the taxiways, but it doesn't usually affect the runways. So right now the aircraft is just going to do a managed descent down to 12,000 and then down to 8,000. So just I'll check back closer to 18,000 when we're going to set the altimeters and everything. Alright folks, we are almost to Toronto, to Pearson. I'd say we're about 15-20 minutes away. Down there is CU, that's Oshawa Executive. And then from there it'll be out kind of over there in Lake Ontario area that we make our turn to line up with 3-3 right. And in just a little bit, just out all in there, you'll see the scenery, this Toronto City skyline. We're at 20,000 feet, just about to go down to the 19,000s, and then at 18 we'll set the altimeter, which is 30.15, and then winds are still holding at 290 at 9, so that's all good there. Visibility is good today, so 24 kilometers. And there is a ceiling apparent at, I mean, it's saying there's a ceiling at 12,000 feet, but then it's also saying clear skies, so I guess it can't just make up its mind, so we'll just kind of deal with whatever. I mean, it also is all dependent on what X-Plane wants to generate weather-wise, so. The lights are really cool. Oh. Oh, okay. I thought that was some turbulence. Just turning. Alright, there's. Pull those out. And we're going to go to 3015. Yeah, pretty high pressure system. Still descending down to 12,000 feet. The 2.4s are my favorite because you get to come over the highways, so you can use those to vector yourself in. Just trying to see what I can see from here. Not a whole lot, I will tell you that right now. There's a little bit of a headwind, so... but that's not really anything new. We've been kind of fighting this headwind for a little bit now, so... Alright, so there's our CYUL executive just off of our left there. As we continue on our way over to Toronto. Alright, let's look at our perf page here. Alright, so we are 28 nautical miles from our 8,000 feet point. We look at our full light plan here. You can see the plane is slowing to 250. Let me just see here. What does that say for VFE? 1 is 238, so... Once we are at 8,000 at Nubav, then we'll slow the airplane down to 210 knots and bring up the first notch of flaps. So right now we're just kind of managing the descent down to our constraint of 12,000 and then further on down to 8,000. And there, just off in the distance, you can see Toronto. There's the CN Tower all lit up, and the city skyline. So that's part of the texture pack that I just installed earlier. You can find it on xplane.org. It was a pretty hefty sized file though, so... Alright, we're just going to jump back in the cockpit now, kind of see where we're at. We just passed mid-row. The airplane slowed itself down. So right now we're on our way down to 8,000 at Nubav. So what I'm going to do though is slow it down even more. Just because I want to kind of have it slowed down a little bit more. I don't want to come in too hot. There you are. You can see Toronto just off to our left. That is runway 23 and 15. This is runway... I want to say that's 24 left, 24 right, and then 33 left, 33 right. So those are the 3 runways of Toronto, I believe. There could be one more, I could be mistaken, I can't remember. But we're going to be landing on one of those. Oh, okay, hello. Alright, so it's slowing down now. I'm just trying to get it closer to, you know what, honestly, it can manage its own speed. I was going to want to slow it down just a tad, but honestly, the nice thing about the tallest aircraft is I know what it'll do. I know it'll follow the constraints. Unlike the JAR Designs A330, which you apparently have to have managed speed mode all the way down, which... I mean, sorry, open speed mode all the way down, which I did not know. So if we zoom in on the plane here, you can see we're going to arm the LSs as we're talking. Okay. All these lights come on. Let's go to our wing view, and we can put out... Not yet, actually. Sorry. Alright, LSs are on. And now we're descending. And then from Nubab, we're going to set that now down to 3,000. And push that in. Now we're at Nubab, so I want to pull this and bring it to 215. And the aircraft is going to start slowing itself down as it starts to line up for the approach into Toronto. Alright, so I brought out flaps 2 now, again, just to help kind of slow it down. We're at 210 knots now. Right now, they wanted us at like 215, but it's whatever. Just gonna come over here. So from Mavid, we're gonna go down to Kedzu at 7,000, and then, pardon me, from Agbek at 3,000 to Litag, and then on to 3-3 right. So right now the airplane's just lining itself up for its final approach. Look at that, that's beautiful. Gotta get a screenshot of that. Never flown into Toronto personally, but I've watched some videos. Definitely looks like a fun approach, but gotta get a view of that too. So we're gonna be coming in over the city. Turn our head a little there. Just make it out if we angle the camera up a little bit. There we go. Really cool stuff. So, and then Billy Bishop Airport's down there as well, which is a smaller municipal airport, not really used by. I know Porter operates out of it, but that's the only real airline that can come to mind for me. We're gonna go to our perf page now, because it's activated the approach phase. We're gonna arm approach. Okay, so Cat 1. Alright, we're already at flap 2. So we are. Alright. We are gonna go. Oh, not flaps 3 yet, actually. But there's nothing really. Avatab. I kind of want to turn that off for now. Okay. It doesn't want to. Okay, there we go. So, if we look here, we're going to Kebab, and then I don't understand. Oh, alright. I just want to make sure everything's good. Alright, so Loc is blue, Nav is green. We have Cat 1. And again, it'll be a visual approach into Toronto, so. Because it's nice and clear, so why not? Alright, so now the airplane is turning itself some more. And now we also have a little bit of a tailwind, so that'll also help get us on the ground faster. We've been kind of dealing with the headwind for a little bit, so it is nice to have a bit of a tailwind right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently lining up to be on final 433 right. Let's make sure our seatbelts are fastened. Right now we're just heading out over Lake Ontario, and then we will do a right-hand turn and capture the ILS, and we will be down in Toronto for the evening, and then we will taxi on over to our gate, park up, and then we will be doing the A340 flight sometime in the coming few days, so stay tuned for that. I will link my Instagram in the bio, the description of this video, sorry. So go check that out. I post about my upcoming videos and little sneak peeks from them, so go check that out. So we're just gonna hop back in the cockpit now. Almost at Kedzu. So I wanna start thinking about VREF. I believe it was 146, so we're going to do 152 right now. And once we have that final turn, sorry, we'll go down to flaps 3, and we will begin our preparations for landing in Toronto. So just rolling off that turn now. As soon as I have visual on the runway, I'm going to go flaps 3. And then we're going to push the speed knob in for managed speed mode. Actually, you know what? We're going to wait till 3,000 for flaps 3. And then once we're established on everything, we'll do gear down, flap full. Okay. So we're just going to let the airplane straighten out now. Do its thing. That is the nicest thing about autopilot, is it's not as tiring, because if I had to sit there for like an hour and a half or even a 10-hour flight manually directing the flight towards every waypoint and lining it up and everything, you know, it'd be tiring on your arms. Alright. So, Cat 1. Alright. Do we hit? Oh, there we go. I don't know what that... Alright, let's see here. So we'll do Loc first, and then we'll arm the approach. I usually just automatically arm the approach because that's what I've seen people do. I'm not 100% sure if that is correct, but that's what I do. And then look at that, like... I don't know how many of you have flown into downtown Toronto, or into Toronto at all in the evening, but I'm probably gonna guess that's pretty spot on to what it would look like. So now, in the ILS approach chart, there actually is another waypoint. It's a transition altitude, but for some reason, Simbri Froley didn't give us a transition altitude, so we're skipping that and just going direct to the first waypoint on the ILS. 433 right. And there we are. We're making our turn now. 3,000 is plugged in. Oh, okay. I meant to push, thank you. Sorry, I accidentally hit open descent there. Almost there. Damn, I didn't realize I had that so far out. Alright. Look at the radio net. Okay. Alright. Alrighty. So. Damn. Auto brakes low. Speed boilers are armed. Let's ding the cabin. Make sure they're ready for all this. We are... let's see... Alrighty. cute. Alright. So we are almost at Eggbek. And then at Eggbek, we will arm the approach. We will go flaps 3, manage speed mode, gears down, and then yeah, we'll disconnect the autopilot and we will land. And then we'll also go flaps full once we're on the approach. It's really gusty. Like, just take a look out here. Kind of see the wings bobbing up and down if you look. But nonetheless, I mean, if it was really bad, the visibility was shit, I would do an auto land, but I have no justification to do one, so. I mean, you could say I don't need a justification because it is my YouTube video, but at the same time, it's like, why would you go through all the effort to do a flight that long and not attempt to land your plane if you can? I mean, even if it was shitty weather, like, it's a simulator, you can land it as much as you want. Or whenever you want. Or wherever. I mean, you might crash faster, but anyways, I digress. So, we're gonna be almost at Eggbek here. Alright, we're gonna arm the approach now. Alright, Cat 3 single. And there's Eggbek. Alright, let it turn at Eggbek, and then it'll begin that descent at 3,000. Alright, so at Eggbek, flaps 3. Alright, flaps 3, please. Manage speed mode. Glide slope blue, Loke star. Cat 3 single. Oh, nice, we have a headwind on our way in, so it's always fun. Alright, and then at lee tag, alrighty, almost at lee tag here. And on final approach for Toronto now, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's hope our seatbelts are fastened for landing. We'll just ding them one more time. Call up to the cabin. And we can go gear down. Oh. And flaps full. Alright, and my aircraft. Cat 1. Disconnect the master caution. Okay. It's digging at me. That's always fun. Yeah, I gotta say, it's a lot nicer without Linda here. I mean, I will say it's handy. It adds some realism, but damn, my mic almost went in my mouth. I do apologize for that. Yeah, we're a little high. Alright, there we go. We have the glide slope. But the fly-by-wire system just makes everything so much easier, honestly. I mean, but I do have some plans to do some flights with Boeing. I do have a flight from Hawaii over to San Francisco planned with United Airlines 757-300. So once that posts, I'll let y'all know. Alright, we're coming on up runway 33 right here. Gotta say, You know, I gotta take a screenshot of that. Alright. 1,000 feet to go. Missed approach altitude is set. Do apologize if I hit the mic there. A little low. Bring that nose up, get that glide slope, let's go, there we go. Alright. And there's the 401. Alright, a little high here, let's bring her down. Alrighty. 500 feet. Let's go, intercept that. There we go, intercept the glide slope. Hands on throttle.
300.
Low, let's go.
Minimum.
Minimums. Landing. Alright. Alright, reversers out. Little crooked, little to the left of the runway, and that is the biggest issue I always have, is I'm always too far left because I feel like I'm too much to the side, I mean to the middle, or off to the grass. So there's 60. Reversers can come in. We can switch off the auto brakes. Switch to manual braking. And welcome to Toronto. Alright, spoilers can come off. Strobes can come off. Come to taxi. Landing lights can come off. Honestly, I don't know if that's allowed until you're off the runway, but I don't really care because we do what we want. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're just gonna okay, what are you... Tokyo drifting the... Oh, yeah, the A320... I don't even know. Alright, so we are just going to hold short of 3-3. The 233s, actually, sorry. Actually, no, we're just gonna keep taxiing. So, we are taxiing on over to a gate of our choice. I haven't really picked one yet, but hopefully you enjoyed the flight today. It was, you know, it wasn't terrible. The landing, you know, the landing was probably, I would say, one of my better landings, but other than that, guys, I'm gonna go. It's late. I will see you guys next time. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video.